So as Colin pointed out, all the young lads that tried during league have failed. It's back to the old guard again. 3 goals conceded against the poor Leitrim full forward line. That full forward line today by Galway, Joe Bergen is a midfielder. Jarlath Fallon, is he back to the form of a couple of years ago? Alan Kearns, is he up to inter-county senior football side? So there are question marks to be asked about this Galway's team, but certainly on paper they look the more potent, they look to have the better attackers, and Roscommon won't lie down. They're tough, they're dour, but you have to say Galway.
Well, there are question marks, of course, going into any big championship match, and the questions will begin to be answered in about 5 minutes' time. That's the throw-in and Tuam. That's our cue to go back again to Martin and Marty.
Thank you very much, Michael, and welcome back to Tuam. And as you can see, the two teams Roscommon as we pause for a Raw Nevian. Yes, there is indeed a great atmosphere around this famous venue. A venue that's packed to capacity. A match that indeed Roscommon, from the dressing room environment that I visited about an hour ago, firmly believe they can actually do this. Yes, outside the immediate team, there are doubts.
Yes, and one thing that is noticeable already, Michael Donnan has gone into wing forward, and Paul Noon, I think, is the person who's been delegated to mark him.
Match referee has travelled from Lurgan in County Armagh to be with us here this afternoon. It is, of course, Mr. Brendan Gorman. Roscommon wing backs have also changed wings as we start this Connacht Championship semi-final. A diagonal breeze possibly favouring Roscommon in this first half. It's going from the dressing room over to the far corner. Right half back is Clifford MacDonald. First to the ball is Roscommon, and the first free. Quickly taken, down towards Jerry Lohan. Scored 5 points against New York. Gary Fahy loses his footing. That's a good effort, but it tails to the right and wide. Manager John O'Mahony seemed confident that they could do this today, but as always, very careful in his preparations, very professional. With Martin McNamara retiring, of course, the first choice goalkeeper in Galway now is from Spittal, Portaglally. This is his second championship outing. Blatant fouling by Conor Kennelly, and it's the first free to Galway, very quickly taken. Right half forward, wearing number 10, is Joe Bergen, but as Martin Carney pointed out, playing at centre field. And Francie Grehan is immediately called over by the referee for that challenge. And Francie, who normally played in the forwards until John Tobin's arrival, and now has taken over the number 6 jersey with great confidence, it must be said.
Yes, I think he certainly left his calling card there on Jarlath Fallon, and I wouldn't be surprised if actually he'll be booked this time rather than just have his name ticked.
Looks like the yellow card is going to be shown for Francie Grehan. The free quickly taken, down towards Jar Fallon. The run across field is from Alan Kearns. Makes the ball first, feeds Jar Fallon. Inside is John O'Donnell. And the marking by Roscommon was extremely lax. This is the incident again, as Galway split open the Roscommon defence, and after 2 minutes and 16 seconds, that's worrying.
Yeah, great vision from Jarlath Fallon, but the wrong person, I suppose, got it. Had it been one of the forwards, there might have been a better finish to that. Great catch.
That's going to inspire Roscommon, that sort of aerial ability. Unfortunately, Nigel Deneen can't hold it, but you can see with that punt forward, there is quite a strong breeze. We seem to carry it forward at pace.
Yes, he seemed to carry forward all right, but already I think Frankie Dolan's in trouble over on this side. He's looking to the sideline for attention, and that's worrying for Roscommon.
Sean Og to prayer. Up towards Jeff Allen. Referee maintains that Francie Graham was pushing him, so I think it's more of a free than a sideline ball. Michael Donlan. Up towards Porrick Joyce. John White. Just a little unfortunate that he wasn't able to control it, and Joyce goes forward. White is backpedaling. There's a chance here for Galway. They're lining up, and it's saved on the line. The dust is rising in the Roscommon goalmouth, and certainly if you're from Roscommon, they're having palpitations in that full back line as Porrick Joyce cut through. But Jeff Allen was unselfish here, and good goalkeeping by Derek Thompson as he really saved it on the line. Joe Bergen had a boot in it, but Thompson got the touch. Frankie Dolan is the player that's getting some attention from Dr. Martin Daly as Porrick Joyce takes this 45. A breeze facing him in that dressing room. Barely kept in, well kept in, but the umpire in fact has signalled that I've gone over the end line, so that's going to be a kick out for Derek Thompson. Are the signs ominous, Martin Carney, for Roscommon?
A bit early to say yet, but twice Jarlath Fallon got through there and set up great chances for his other forwards, and had Joe Bergen and Tommy Joyce not getting each other's way there, probably would have been a goal.
Good kick out by Derek Thompson. Literally taken off John Hanley's hand by his opposite number, Jarlath Fallon. Ja Fallon, as he's affectionately called. Footballer of the Year, 98. 3 Roscommon defenders around him. Still sought out and found Alan Kearns. Danger again for Roscommon. And that's a point. His first in this match. Created by the vision of centre-half forward Jeff Allen. But very well taken by Alan Kearns, better known of course as a hurler for Galway. Now one of the few dual stars that we have in this country.
Yes, on the basis of what we've seen over the first 5 or 6 minutes, Jarlath Fallon is starting to have a big impact on the game, and Francie Graham has put himself on the back foot in a sense and getting himself booked in the very first minute.
A breaking ball picked up by John Hanley. Feeding it in quickly. But Jerry Lohan was fouling Gary Fahy. So that's going to be a free out to Galway. This is Joe Bergen. Challenge was high. Frankie Dolan, so it's going to be a free again for Galway. This is the challenge again. There's the high fist just hitting the chin of Joe Bergen. Declan Meehan. Back to Divilly. Alan Kearns winning the tussle with Martin Raftery. Clifford MacDonald was fouling. It's going to be a free for Galway. This is the challenge from the right half back. No doubt about the foul. Free quickly taken. Comes back to Kearns. Trying to weave space for himself. It comes into Derek Thompson. Francie Graham. Roscommon have developed under John Tobin a long ball strategy. It worked certainly for 35 minutes in the league semi-final. Here comes Declan Meehan now, given a lot of space by Alan Nolan. Alan Kearns easily winning his battle with Martin Raftery. Comes to Pádraig Joyce, and Seamus O'Neill was fouling, so it's going to be a free for Galway. Here's Pádraig Joyce. You can see he was being held by the big man from Kilbride. So yet another free for the home county. He's up against the breeze because that breeze is coming from that side, remember. So he's going to aim for the far over post and curl it over the bar. First point of the match for the Galway captain. Derek Thompson will be encouraged by that early save. No doubt will play with a lot of confidence as Jeff Fallon again is showing for the ball so well at centre half forward. This is well won by John White. Clifford MacDonald. Roscommon inclined to kick long from the half back and midfield area. Jerry Lohan needs somebody to run off him. John Hanley made quite a reputation for himself with UCD in the Sigerson Cup. It's a good ball in, and Corey Glally is under no great threat. Although he shipped a late challenge, referee told the goalkeeper to get up, and Sean O'Donnell continues on. Francie Graham sending it back long, testing out the Galway defence. Was that touched along the ground? Yes. The Roscommon people disagree, but I think the referee was correct. John Tivoli again. This time it's easily intercepted by Fergal O'Donnell. Needs a bit of support coming from behind, but decided to have a go. And that's Roscommon's second wide of the game. Still no score after 10 minutes for the visiting county.
Yes, Roscommon are finding it hard enough to settle at the moment. One thing that is obvious though is the type of tactic they're employing. They're letting the ball in long to the full forward line, something that it's become a feature of their game since John Tobin took over. But so far the Galway full back line has been steadfast.
The wind catching the ball, just holding it up slightly. Fergal O'Donnell. It's a good ball for a forward to run onto. Nigel Deneen. With him is Tomas Mannion. Deneen floats this in and over the bar. It took 11 minutes for Roscommon to get their first score, but Nigel Deneen got the opportunity and he took it with style. Corner forward, who now plays his club football with Castlereagh, a native of Tulsk, scored 1-1 against New York and is always a threat. Gets Roscommon's first point here in June. Very good play by the corner forward. Well picked up. Kieran Comer using Joe Bergen. Those are one of these runs that they're now quite customary to see. This is not a good ball from the corner forward, from the wing forward, and that ball had gone well wide. And if you're interested in statistics, I can tell you that that is Galway's third wide of the match.
Just going back to Michael Donlan for a moment, what is noticeable, he hasn't touched the ball yet in the game, and I'm just wondering, does placing him out in the wing actually, exploit his talents to the full? I noticed he's trying to come a little bit into the middle to get more into the game.
Derek Thompson cleverly is trying to switch his kick-outs from one side to the other. And Divilly took too many steps under pressure from Alan Nolan. And Nolan and Divilly just get entangled off the ball. This is another testing ball for the Galway defence. It comes to Jerry Lohan, cutting it across. It's a goal for Roscommon. Touched forward by Nigel Dineen. The long ball strategy has already paid dividends. Lohan and Dineen, the dynamic twins, they're causing problems using this particular plan. Dineen got the touch, and that is a goal for Roscommon, a goal of class. Well, Dineen scored 1-1, as I mentioned earlier, against New York, and after just 13.5 minutes of play, he's accomplished the same feat in this second round championship match. Jar Fallon to Porrick Joyce, leaving John White behind him, and that is a very good response by Galway. It's Joyce's second point, but they needed that to respond to that marvellous goal from Roscommon.
Yeah, great leadership by Porrick Joyce, and again Jarlath Fallon involved in the score. Again, beautiful onto his left foot, and nice score. Typical of the man, the way he's been playing all year.
A breaking ball from Sean O'Donnell comes to Conor Kennelly. Again, they'll float it in high. And Galway in that inner line are having problems. It comes to left half forward Alan Nolan, but he can't squeeze it over the bar. It's a There's Derek Savage, who of course is unable to play because he picked up a knee injury in training. Collision with Shea Walsh means he could well be out until perhaps the end of the Connacht Championship. Roscommon may be playing, Martin, a traditional game, but it is certainly enjoyable to watch.
And it's very effective also, because they have identified where the problem is in the Galway team, and they've been putting the ball in high and long, and Dineen certainly is causing trouble to Tomás Mannion.
Here comes Nigel Dineen, having another shot. The goalkeeper comes off his line, John Hanley, and it's gone wide. But Nigel Dineen and Jerry Lohan are causing problems. The goalkeeper had to come out to assist Richard Fahey here. That ball just went to the wrong side of the goalpost. Lally aiming for Sean O'Donnell. That was too short a distance, so there's going to be an extra 10 metres. And Joe Bergen seems to have picked up an injury in that particular duel. Montpellier Mylock star scored 3 points against Leitrim, and his role over the last 2 years has certainly increased, and at this stage is invaluable because he adds height and pace. Let's just look at this Roscommon goal, because it certainly is beginning to show frailties in the Galway full back line. Lohan and Dineen combining well. And Roscommon will send in another of these long high missiles. Frankie Dolan. It's an easy ball for Porrick Lally. The ball is loose, not once but twice, picked off the ground, and the referee Brendan Gorman is giving a 13-metre free. But there is uneasiness in this Galway defence.
Certainly there is, and in that case Nigel Dineen managed to shake off Tomás Mannion and get the ball in space, but I think that's the correct decision. He picked the ball off the ground in the large rectangle, and a 30-metre free is the correct decision.
This should be a simple tap over the bar for Nigel Dineen. Goal and 2 points for the corner forward after 17 minutes of play.
It's interesting actually, Marty, a couple of years ago when Sligo played Tuam here, the Sligo team got 3 goals down in that goal mouth as well by putting in long balls here, and Roscommon are trying the exact same tactic.
Up to Sean O'Donnell again, picked up by John Hanley. He's brought down. Free going to be taken by Conor Kennelly, and here comes another one of these long high missiles. Breaking ball again is there for Nigel Dineen. Fair shoulder and Gary Fahey. Dineen is trying to make inroads, but deemed to have sufficient time to get rid of the ball, and that's going to be a free out to Galway. Well, remember, Galway have made changes in their full back line for this match, bringing in the 2 Faheys, because they were very unhappy with 3 goals conceded to Leitrim. But that uneasiness and lack of confidence is still there. Now, the question is, did he pick the ball off the ground? No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Nobody really running off the ball at centre field. Lally considers changing direction. It goes right down the middle. What a catch by Seamus O'Neill. Remember, he's only 19 years of age. Back down towards Conor Kennelly. Floating this one in towards Frankie Dolan. Roscommon now playing with confidence. Alan Nolan burst his way forward, using right half back Clifford MacDonald, coming from a deep defensive role. Back outside towards the middle of the field to Conor Kennelly, who'll start the process once more. Floats it in long. Dangerous ball. And goalkeeper Lally was wise to let it off. One of the highlights of the game so far. Great catch by Seamus O'Neill. That's something that John Tobin have instructed his players to use a traditional game. And would love to see that high fielding from Seamus O'Neill, for instance. Some pushing on the captain, Fergal O'Donnell. Free to Roscommon. Conor Kennelly. Tomas Mannion was pushed. Free to Galway. And number 7 for the Connacht champions is Sean O'Donnell. Great running off the ball. Great running indeed as Galway tried to open it up. Declan Meehan leads it back towards Porrick Joyce with the assistance of Kieran Comer. Referee has given a free to Galway. I think Joyce wanted his players to move in a lot faster than they did and perhaps give him an option. So Porrick Joyce, very much a leader on and off the field for Galway. Hoping to put this over the bar and settle aside. A hat-trick of points for Porrick Joyce. 2 from 2 from frees. Confirmation of the score, Roscommon still leading by just 1 point.
Worrying from a Galway point of view is the lack of fluency in the team so far, and I noticed they have put Michael Donlan now to the middle of the field and Joe Bergen has gone in wing forward.
And here is Bergen. Pumping that forward. Francie Grehead, great catch. That's great defending by the number 6. John White put it into the space, but there's nobody there. John Dively has the situation covered. Knocking away the challenge of Fergal O'Donnell. Dively is stopped in his tracks unfairly by Clifford MacDonald. That's a free for Galway. It is in fact Galway's 17th free of the match. Dively dominant, it must be said, at centre-half back. First piece of action as such for Michael Donlan. Uses Kieran Comer. Back to Donlan. And now we have the Donlan run and the Donlan finish. Quiet for 22 minutes, almost 23 minutes of the game. But you always know that Donlan will show up somewhere in this scenario. Levels the match at 1-2 to 5 points. Clever use of the corner forward, Kieran Comer, who made the run. And this was a great penetrating run by the wing forward. Good score.
That was a very simple score, actually, and just one of the things that might be noticeable now, the matchup between Seamus O'Neill now and Michael Donlan should favour Michael Donlan, because O'Neill's inexperience might tell against him, and his looseness that time from the short free was, you know, probably contributing to the score.
Lovely fielding. Conor Kennelly. And a good intelligent ball to allow full forward Jerry Lohan to run onto. Brought down by Divilly. And that's going to be a free and an opportunity for Roscommon to go back in front. That's what Jerry Lohan is facing. Came up through the ranks and made quite an impression with Roscommon CBS. They lost in All-Ireland Colleges final. Lohan made his name there, but he'd be very disappointed with that free. But that was an opportunity, and when you're playing the Connacht champions and All-Ireland finalists, every opportunity has to be taken. This is the incident again, as Divilly came in hard and unfairly, and after using the shoulder effectively.
One thing we also emphasised, that Roscommon are playing with quite a good wind behind them at the moment, and they really need to have a lead built up by half-time.
Punch down. Favours Roscommon, but well taken by Joe Bergen. Jersey being pulled right under the eyes of the match official, but he allowed the advantage. Sean O'Donnell pumps it long. Pádraig Joyce is on the right side. There's a chance here for Alan Kearns. The ball is free. The referee doesn't give a penalty. Pádraig Joyce immediately looked at the official, but no other protest from any other player. Francie Graham sweeping down the play towards Dennis Gavin. Long ball now up towards Jerry Lohan and Nigel Dineen, whose jersey is being pulled by Tomas Mannion, and that is a free for Roscommon. And Tomas Mannion's name just being written into the book, no yellow cards, but just being noted as Nigel Dineen sets himself up for a second free, and this angle possibly favouring him slightly. Hits it with the left boot and finds the target. And out of this total for Roscommon, Nigel Dineen has contributed all the scores. Now the question is, down at the other end, was this a penalty? As Alan Kearns came through here, certainly seemed to lose possession, and maybe perhaps the referee was correct.
Yeah, I think the referee was correct. He lost possession in that case, but certainly Martin Raftery that time was very lucky not to have conceded something, and he was very badly caught out by the long ball coming in, and the cover there, or the cover wasn't there for his full back.
Free for Galway. And John Divilly seems to have picked up an injury, as Michael Donlan pumps this in long. Pádraig Joyce again, wrong side of John White, and raises the flag for the fourth time. But the Roscommon full-back John White has been cut out twice now with a long ball, and on both occasions he survived. If conceding a point is survival, because that could have been a lot more dangerous and a lot more productive from a Galway point of view.
very much so, and you'd fear for Roscommon in the second half because of the wind that'll be behind Galway.
So the sides level for the second time. There's John Hanley. Is fouled. Free to Roscommon. Fergal O'Donnell. Testing out again the capabilities of the Galway full back line. This time Gary Fahy passed the test. Sean O'Dupuer, Sean O'Donnell. Pádraig Joyce wants the ball long again. He knows he can beat John White. That's a good intelligent play by Sean O'Donnell, spreading the ball wide. John White staying with him. Fergal O'Donnell fools the two of them, floats it in. That is a brilliant point by Pádraig Joyce. That is class, sheer class. And that is an inspirational score, and John O'Mahony realises that. But no doubt about it, Galway have a match winner in their captain, because John White is being exposed at number 3. This was a great ball from Sean O'Donnell, but look at the skill here of Joyce. 1 jig, 2. Fergal O'Donnell came in and couldn't prevent Joyce scoring a fabulous point. Fooled the 2 Roscommon players. Lovely to watch.
Yeah, but one of the things we have to talk about the Roscommon defence is there is nobody covering John White. They're not getting bodies in there to actually negative that danger that's there.
Breaking ball again favours Roscommon. They're doing well on that. And pumps it in long again. Pádraig Lally is aware of the danger and feeds Declan Meehan. Tommy Joyce is unmarked. Switching over to this wing. Diagonal ball across was well anticipated. Comes down towards Jerry Lohan. Lohan waits for an available player, then floats it across over towards Nigel Dineen. This time Richard Fahy gets the touch away from the corner forward. And here's Michael Donlan. That's a very high challenge, and Brendan Gorman is going to be quite, I'm sure, assertive here with the number 15 Frankie Dolan, and Michael Donlan felt the full whack of that across the jaw. Donlan was coming away, a high challenge from the corner forward, and Frankie, I'm sure, will become the second Roscommon player to be booked in this opening half. The referee is taking out the yellow.
Number 20, Gary Cox.
So Roscommon have made a substitution while that was taking place, and Gary Cox has come on for Alan Nolan at left half forward. John Divilly with the free. Well won by Martin Raftery, just knocking away from Alan Kearns. This is Gary Cox. Did very well, had a good league campaign. Alan Kearns chasing back. That's a good run by Cox, just introduced. Can he finish? Into the waiting arms of Pádraig Lally. Cox did everything right in terms of his approach work, but his finish was disappointing. Michael Donlan pulled down again, and I just get the sense that John Tobin and the Roscommon selectors perhaps have told Roscommon players to make sure not to allow Donlan to go off on these runs.
Certainly to get their tackles in as far back in the field as possible. But there's one thing that's worth commenting also. There's a change in the Galway full back line at the moment. Richie Fahy has taken up Nigel Dineen for the last 10 minutes or so, and I think it has strengthened the line, and Dineen's influence is not as profound as it was earlier on.
That's a great catch by Sean O'Donnell. Jaff Allen wants to take it quickly. Over towards Pádraig Joyce. Back to Jaff Allen. Good running by Galway. And the referee claims he was taking too many steps, so that's going to be a free out for Roscommon. Sean O'Donnell is doing very well at centre field and did exceptionally well here to beat Fergal O'Donnell. Roscommon doing well at centre field. This time it's Seamus O'Neill. Available is Frankie Graham. Sends it up towards the full forward line again. Galway seem to come to terms better now. Gary Fahy seemed to pick up a foot injury there. Sean O'Donnell comes forward. Good running off the ball by Joe Bergen. Available at the far side is Tommy Joyce. And like brother Porrig, raises the white flag. This is Tommy's first point. He survived a challenge as he was kicking the ball. But the important thing is, from his perspective, is that he put the ball over the bar. Here's Tommy Joyce again. Well kicked. You can see the challenge arrive late and rightly flattens the wing forward. Confirmation of the scoreline. Galway now leading by 2 points as we get nearer that half-time whistle. Tommy Joyce about to kick here as Clifford MacDonald came in with the challenge.
Yes, one of the things that's noticeable at the moment is the movement and the teamwork of the Galway team is much superior to that of Roscommon. They're starting to actually get a foothold now at the middle of the park, and their off the ball movement in particular from the wing backs is starting to cause problems for Roscommon.
2 minutes additional time at the
So
end
Tommy
of the
Joyce,
first
who played in a defensive role through the league campaign, obviously John O'Mahony feels he's better suited as a wing forward. Sean O'Donnell pumping it into the space with Jaff Fallon to run after. Francie Graham was aware of the danger, and the centre half back did well to beat Fallon. Good play by the number 6. Referee in fact gives the free to Francie Graham as there was a push from Jaff Fallon. 2 minutes extra time in this first half as Conor Kennelly goes forward. Into the space available is Frankie Dolan, and that's over the bar. One of the bright sparks in this Roscommon attack. And the St. Bridget's Club in Kiltoom made himself available here. Good calling and good finishing. So now just 1 point between the sides. Just over 35 and a half minutes. About a minute and a half now left in this first half. And Sean O'Donnell grasped that ball brilliantly at centre field. Certainly one of the highlights for me in this first half is the high fielding by both Roscommon and Galway. Joe Bergen has gotten into a good scoring position, but he pulls it across. Kieran Comer's underneath it. It's still there, but good work by Dennis Gavin. Great defending. Francie Graham again makes himself available. Good play by Roscommon. Fergal O'Donnell using right half forward Conor Kennelly. Here comes the long ball. Frankie Dolan is pulled the jersey by Tomas Mannion. Referee allows him to play on. Dolan curls it too much to the left and swings it wide. Frankie just acknowledging to the referee that I think that the referee did give him the opportunity and the space.
Certainly the referee allowed him to continue on that time. He should have done more with the opportunity that he got.
Corey Glally's kick out. Conor Kennelly knocks it back so that Paul Noon can pick it up. And it's Kennelly again. It's a good ball up towards Frankie Dolan. He has the beating of Tomas Mannion. He gets a shot in. Oh, what a goal! Frankie Dolan! The full-back line problems in Galway have not been solved. First it was Nigel Dineen. Now it's Frankie Dolan getting inside Tomas Mannion rather easily, and then sent in a cracking shot past Pádraig Lally. Good approach work, great finish. Roscommon have gotten a huge psychological boost just before half-time. And the lead changes hands for the third time in this opening half in June. What a wonderful time to score a goal on the stroke of half-time. Nigel Dineen and Frankie Dolan, along with Jerry Lohan, are causing endless problems for Galway. Much to talk about down in Tuam, much to talk about indeed in our studio in Dublin, but down here at half-time in Tuam, County Galway, this is the score. Roscommon 2 goals and 4 points, Galway 8 points.
Dermot Earley, outstanding fielding once again, with just 2 points between the sides, 11 minutes to go. Dermot Earley and Billy Joyce. Dermot Earley and Tom Heavey now, to Mickey Menton, to Tony McManus. Looking for Dermot Earley again. Earley certainly had run well there. Dermot Earley with the point, and my word, he really deserved it.
The heroes of another day, the heroes of today are in Tuam. We'll be going back to that match shortly. First of all, let me give you a little bit of a reminder about our email and our...
What do you make of that first half, particularly the dramatic end to it?
Well, Roscommon are seriously up for this game, and there's no question now. I remember they came here, everyone thinking we were going to win this game easily. That was never going to be the case. But the high ball into our full back line is putting us under serious pressure. And I've never seen our full back line under as much pressure as we are today. And that's a great goal from Frankie Dolan. It's really put our backs to the wall out of the second half. But I think if we can get the ball into Pádraig Joyce is doing great work in there, and if we can get it into him, I think he'll get scores for us.
Yeah, really all to play for in the second half, Derek, isn't it?
Oh, it's all there. It's a 2-point game, and we have 8 scores to their 6. But the goals are worrying, and any high ball that goes in is going to be worrying. But I think it's up to us to lift the game. Now everybody needs to lift the game and get on top in the second half.
Yeah, great atmosphere here, Derek. Looks like a really serious Connacht championship this year.
Oh yeah, I mean there's no joke in the Connacht. When you play Roscommon, you know you're in a game, and they're every bit as good as go in this game, and they've every bit as good a chance of winning it.
Okay, Derek. Hope to see you back soon.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
It's certainly no joke now. It won't be any joke in Páirc Uí Chaoimh a little bit later on. That will be Clare against Tip. The throw-in for that one is at 4:20. They're building up already for it. Let's go down to Ger Canning.
Yes, you see a most magnificent ground here, well prepared this afternoon once again. The intermediate match between the same two counties is on right now, and let's see, Clare are leading by 3 points at this stage. The senior teams have not arrived just yet. There was speculation this morning, there always is speculation. In this case it's centred on the Tipperary captain and midfielder Tommy Dunn, and there was suggestion that John Lahey might start. The latest information I have, and as I said the teams have not arrived here just yet, is that the two teams, Clare and Tipperary, will be unchanged. You can look forward to the rest of the football. I'm going to loiter outside 2 dressing rooms. We'll get the real information for you. I'm back here after 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a fabulous looking scene down there in Cork, isn't it? To Cork later on, to Tuam after this commercial break.
Pádraig Joyce twisting, trying to get away from Kieran Heenahan. Back outside to Jar Fallon, a ball for Derek Thompson. Trying to get away, he's robbed, here's a chance, a goal! A goal for Galway! And certainly here, no changes in personnel. And everybody anticipating a real thriller of a second half. Tactically, it's most interesting. Can Galway take advantage of the breeze now and feed this man, Pádraig Joyce, who's obviously beating his man with the very first effort of the second half, but that goes wide. Michael Donlan is unquestionably now at centre field. Joe Bergen on the wing, but just keeping an eye on the two of them. They're inclined to switch positions and move about around that midfield area. Derek Thompson's kick out. Sean O'Dupere reacts quickly, sends it straight back to Pádraig Joyce. A little nudge by Joyce. Alan Kearns sending it back towards Tommy Joyce, but Joyce wasn't quite expecting it. Quickly down towards Conor Kennelly. Opted to run for it. The through ball in the centre was Paul Noon. Great run, great finish. I am sure that is exactly what John Tobin wanted at the start of the second half. Settle quickly, respond, go forward, take a score. And indeed, that's exactly what John Tobin's boys have done. Left half back Paul Noon plays his club football for Roscommon Gales. He's recognised as a player of rich talent, and he showed it there.